As you know, there's a bit of controversy within our church about this new translation of the liturgy. But there's one group of people in the world who don't ever have any trouble with translations, because in Syria there is a small community of Christians who still speak the language of Jesus, and the liturgy is in Aramaic, in his language. So there's no need for translation, there's no danger of getting ideas confused from one language to another. And today's gospel is a good example of that. What do you picture when you hear Jesus say, "I came to bring fire to the earth"? You probably think of the planet Earth and the end of the world and everything going up in flames and judgment. Well, there is an element of judgment in fire in the scripture. It's sort of the symbol of the time of judgment. But the people who hear this in Aramaic would not think of planet Earth. They would think of the big oven down at the end of the street where everybody bakes their pita bread. And then they probably would remember what Jesus said about that oven in other places. Not that just that he's going to bring fire and really have it going well, but that if that big slab of salt that makes the bottom of the oven gets too old and stops acting as a catalyst to create more flames, then you got to throw it out and put a new one in. And it's good for nothing to be trampled underfoot. And that's, I think, the background of this, because Jesus is saying he has come to create a blaze. But then he goes into talking about us, how we're going to be arguing with each other and disagreeing with each other and having contentious disagreements with each other, because we are supposed to continue that blaze. We are supposed to be the catalysts, if you will, because he says, throw the salt away if it's not acting as a catalyst. Well, he's referring to us. But if we do act faithfully as continuing this blaze in the earth that Jesus has come to strike, we are going to get into trouble, because not everybody will listen to Jesus as he comes to them through us and the way we live our Christian life. Not everybody will agree with us, even members of our own family. So there will always be contention. There will always be some kind of suffering involved in being this proclaimer of the good news, this life in the kingdom that Jesus is about, and that because we have given him our allegiance, we are about. So don't be surprised when contradictions come, when you're looked down upon or ridiculed because you're of allegiance to Jesus, and what that means in the living out of life. It's not just believing in Jesus, it's living that belief in our daily life and then being the catalyst to keep that fire going until Jesus returns. Someone once asked, and perhaps this would be true even today, unfortunately, in Syria, where this minority of Christians is really being persecuted. Their churches are being burned, they're being driven out of the country. And it's always been a very small minority of Aramaic-speaking Christians. So the question that perhaps faces them today is, and the question probably faces all of us at one time or another, if you were accused of being a follower of Jesus who came to cast fire on the earth, would there be enough evidence to convict you?